Manga-Waido.
My name is Minoru Hirayama, 33 years old. I'm currently working for a so-called foreign trading company. Recently, I've been entrusted with a renewal project from an overseas branch, and I live my life going back and forth between Japan and overseas. Such is my current life, and I'm finding it very rewarding. It's not easy, but it is very fulfilling. I married my wife Ryoko 2 years ago, and we built our own home. Now we're living a happy life with Ryoko, my mother-in-law, and our pet parrot. Ryoko, this business trip is going to take about 3 months too.
I see. But it's for work, so it can't be helped. Leave the house to me.
Really? Thank you for everything, Ryoko. Ryoko worked hard before we got married, but now supports me as a full-time housewife. Thinking of my devoted wife, I can do my best in any difficult job.
Take care of yourself, Minoru-san.
Mother-in-law, I'm always sorry for leaving the house.
It's okay. We can live well because you are working hard.
No. If you need money, please discuss it with Ryoko and use it.
Thanks, Minoru-san. Even an old person like me needs some money to have a cup of tea with friends, so it's very helpful.
My mother-in-law lost her husband a few years ago. I know she misses him, but she always acts cheerful and takes care of me too. We share a single account, using it primarily for living expenses. I'm not in Japan often, so this has worked best for me. Thank you, Ryoko and mother-in-law, for everything.
Thanks!
Thanks for everything, P-chan. P-chan the parrot is a very important member of our family.
He's learning to say a lot of words these days.
It's nice and lively, isn't it? I went to Australia on a business trip. I saw him at a pet store and fell in love with him at first sight. And after returning to Japan, I got a parrot of the same kind.
Okay, take care.
Thanks. I'm off. And so, I flew overseas without any worries. The project went smoothly, and we were able to complete our goal a little ahead of schedule. The local staff is also starting to work as planned. Thanks to them, I would be able to return home earlier than planned. My colleagues said they would stay there a little longer, but I was the first to get on the plane. I wanted Ryoko and the others to be happy about the success of the project, so I decided to go home without calling them, as a surprise. But when I got to the front of the house, I couldn't believe my eyes! No way! Ryoko came out of the house with a man I didn't know, and then, without noticing me, she got into the man's car and drove away. I was so shocked I couldn't move from that spot for a while. I couldn't believe it, but I had nowhere else to go. I decided to go into the house anyway. My mother-in-law seemed to be out as well, and there was no one inside. I was stunned in the living room, which didn't look particularly different.
ATM! He's an ATM!
ATM? He's an ATM? No way! I quickly checked the balance on the shared account on my phone. What is this? The remaining amount in the account, which should have been enough, was drastically reduced. Of course, this couldn't be considered 3 months' worth of living expenses. That Ryoko. I didn't expect her to. My suspicions about Ryoko became definitive. I ended up staying at a hotel that night. And I came home on the day I told them I would be back, but...
Hi, honey. Welcome back. How was work?
Yeah, it went fine.
I see. That's great.
Ryoko is treating me the same way she always has. I was tempted to ask her about it, but there's no definite proof yet. A part of me didn't want to believe Ryoko was having an affair. I decided to talk to my mother-in-law first. Mother-in-law? Can I talk to you for a second?
Oh, Minoru-san, what's wrong?
It's about what happened when I was gone. When I said that, her face turned grim.
Is it about Ryoko?
What? Yes.
I saw it. I saw Ryoko walking in the street with some guy I don't know, looking friendly.
Really?
I wasn't sure if I should tell you or not, but I thought it would be better to tell you after all. She's probably having an affair.
Thank you for telling me. When I heard that from my mother-in-law, my suspicions about Ryoko were confirmed. All I needed now was to get the definitive proof. I decided to tell Ryoko I had work and took a paid leave. Ryoko left the house in the daytime, just like my mother-in-law said. As I followed her without being noticed, Ryoko got off at a station in the city center and stopped in front of the station. And there came... It's the man from that time! The two began to walk amicably, just as they had done that day. And then they entered a department store and enjoyed shopping. I could only see them from afar, but it seemed like Ryoko was paying the bill. She was spending for him after all. Enough is enough when you see such conclusive evidence. I rushed home and waited for Ryoko to get home.
Oh, you're home early. Are you feeling sick or something?
Where have you been?
Where? I was shopping.
Shopping? I didn't know you were using my money to pay for other men.
What are you talking about? Of course not.
I saw you. I saw you with a guy in a department store today.
No.
I was overflowing with emotions that I had been holding back and questioned Ryoko at once. Then, Ryoko fell silent and looked down. You were happy I was gone on a business trip, weren't you? Your mother said she saw you walking with another man!
What? My mother?
Yeah! So there's no excuse!
I already told my mom about everything, though.
What?
He's a teacher at the cooking school.
What? Cooking class? At first, I thought Ryoko was making some kind of desperate excuse. But upon closer inspection, Ryoko's hands were covered in bandages. And in the paper bag she was carrying, there were various cooking utensils.
I was thinking of doing a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Your birthday is next month, right? So I thought I'd make you a homemade cake. But I'm a terrible cook, so I've been taking cooking lessons.
But going shopping with your cooking teacher, and you came out of this house together!
He's a friend from a school. His wife is a classmate of mine. He knows the whole story.
What? Ryoko said the man was a classmate of hers at the university, and he had started a cooking class in a neighboring town. Ryoko heard about it, contacted him, and decided to attend his class.
I was just having him look at our kitchen while he picked me up that day.
I see.
And after that, we just went to pick out a gift for his wife together. I'm sorry. I did something to confuse you. I just really wanted to surprise you.
I'm the one who should be sorry. I misunderstood and yelled at you. And so, Ryoko's suspicion of cheating was cleared. But there was one thing that didn't add up. How could there be so much money missing from the account then?
The account shared by the three of us?
Yeah. Last time I checked, most of it was gone.
I only spend the same amount of money every month, and I even used my savings to pay for the cooking class.
Which means... No way! I decided to talk to Ryoko. Apparently, while I was on a business trip, my mother-in-law had access to the account. And Ryoko told my mother-in-law that she was attending the cooking class in secret, and that the man was an acquaintance of hers. Even if she didn't tell me directly, would she say her own daughter is having an affair? And P-chan started saying weird things.
Weird things?
P-chan! ATM!
There's an ATM! Don't come home! I didn't say that!
I know. That means...
Oh, Minoru-san, you're home?
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy.
Oh yeah? That's too bad.
We didn't take any action that day after all. And on a later date, when my mother-in-law left the house, Ryoko and I went into her room.
So many brand-named goods.
Ryoko, where's your mother today?
She's going shopping. I think she'll be back soon.
Okay, then I need your help.
Okay.
I told my mother-in-law that we were both going out today, and we'd be back later tonight. I rushed with Ryoko to put the brand bags and accessories hidden in the closet in the living room. And my mother-in-law, oblivious to the fact that we had left, came home in a good mood.
But the balance is getting low. Well, I'll just ask that ATM again. Wait, what? What is this?
What? You bought it, didn't you?
Oh, Minoru-san. I thought you two were going out today.
Minoru-san? Stop it, mother-in-law. I'm an ATM, right?
What? ATM? I would never say that.
I have a witness, right, Pete-chan?
ATM! He's an ATM!
What? That parrot.
I didn't think you were the one spending all that money.
No, that's because Ryoko is having an affair.
That story is over.
What? I can't believe you would take advantage of your own daughter. No, that is...
I'm going to have to ask you to leave this house now.
No! I lost my husband and I miss him. And I can't show off to my friends in the neighborhood if I don't have brand name goods.
Ah,
Ryoko, why aren't you saying anything? Your mother is about to be kicked out. Get out now. What? You weren't sorry after all.
after all,
She's always been a spendthrift. She used to lie to my father and buy brand name stuff with the money.
I see.
It's my fault for letting her use it knowing that, but you told me, didn't you? You said you'd never do anything like that again when we moved in with Minoru. That's...
So I'm going to ask you to leave. And you'll live on your own within the limits of your pension.
Don't bother us anymore. No!
I rented my mother-in-law a weekly apartment as a courtesy, and she was evicted the next day. There were still brand name items in the room, and it was clear that she had spent a great deal of money. I'm the one who didn't notice it until now. I decided to take this opportunity to take good care of the money. Of course, I've cut ties with my mother-in-law, and it's just Ryoko and me. But a few days after my mother-in-law left the house, she called me without learning her lesson.
The money. My credit card payment.
ATM! Don't come back!
I'm sorry.
Apparently, she was traumatized by the parrot. Yeah, it's really good, Ryoko.
Really? I'm glad.
Ryoko, thank you so much for everything.
Minoru-san.
Ryoko, I
love you! I love you!
Pete-chan, don't say it first! Well, it's better than being called an ATM. I'm going to keep working hard for my beloved family. Of course, Pete-chan is part of the family too.